Hey, I'm really excited about this interview. It's about 26 minutes long, but it's well worth the wait. This is Roddy Ferguson, a 2004 Judo Olympian and MMA fighter with a PhD in education. And he specializes in weight loss in preparation for fighting and weight cutting. I'm here with Roddy Ferguson, and Roddy is a judo trainer and has helped people to lose fat and get in shape. Welcome to the show, Roddy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you for having me, Michael.
I was looking on your website, and there's almost too much to even list, but you went to the Olympics?
I went to the Olympics in 2004. I was a four-time national judo champion, a 2004 Olympian. I'm also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I recently fought on Showtime for Strike Force. I'm also an undefeated mixed martial arts fighter. I fight in the 205-pound weight class. I currently weigh 241 pounds, so I do know a little bit about weight loss and weight cutting. I have my PhD in education and professional development from Capella University. I also have a Master's of Arts for teaching and an undergrad degree in mechanical engineering from Howard University as well. I am the only MMA fighter only male MMA fighter that has a PhD.
Wow.
Who actually does fight. And like I said, I've trained mixed martial arts fighters. I trained the first Olympian in the sport of judo in the Bahamas. I coached in there for 18 months. And some of my core competencies with training not only include strength and conditioning, but also include what we call weight loss and weight cutting. Weight cutting is very different from weight loss.
Right.
My definition of weight cutting would be the use of a dehydration strategy with the knowledge that the individual has to rehydrate for optimum performance.
Right.
But that's weight cutting, which is dehydration. What we're talking about today is we're talking about weight loss. Weight loss is how to lose weight. Now, there are two different categories when it comes to weight loss, and I talk to people about this all the time. There is weight loss for losing weight, and then there's weight loss for how you want to look. Now, if you just restrict calories, period, on a just basic mathematical equation of lessening your calories, you will lose weight. You burn more than you eat, you will lose weight. If you want to look a certain way, if you want your thighs to look more developed, if you want to see your six-pack, if you want to see your abdominals, or your rectus abdominis, if you want to see that, then what you have to do is you have to pay attention to the macronutrient content of the foods that you eat. Meaning you have to pay attention to the fat that you take in, to the carbohydrates that you take in, to the proteins that you take in. Okay? If you want to see your muscles underneath your dermis, your skin, what you have to do at that particular time is you really have to pay attention to what it is that you are eating. You must pay attention to this.
So it's not so much about working out harder and harder and harder, although I'm sure working out, is good. It's more on what you're eating, the content of what you're eating.
My mother-in-law moved in with me last year, and she moved in with me. She was 280 pounds. Within 6 months, she went down to 222.
Wow.
Now she has rheumatoid arthritis, so she couldn't work out.
Yeah.
So she did all this with no working out. And
just with diet.
Just with diet. And people just couldn't believe it. But diet is everything. Diet is absolutely everything. It's not about working out. You've seen many people run marathons, do spinning classes, walk, and you've seen them put on weight.
Yeah.
You've seen them actually get bigger. It's not about working out. It is about your nutritional practices. You really have to monitor what it is you eat and how you eat. And the great thing about weight loss is that it is more psychological than it is physiological.
Right, I agree 100%.
And here's why I say that. The way for you to lose weight is for you to provide yourself with some social pressure. You can use this by using a site like yours, Thintopia. You can use YouTube. You can use Twitter. You can get your friends and family involved. You can, go to a local YMCA. You can go to your church. You can create a small group or a community. I think Thintopia does an excellent job with it at thintopia.com. But you need to jump inside of a community where you can get some help and put yourself in a social circle where there is quality pressure and encouragement, also support in order to meet your weight loss goals.
Right.
Let's just be honest. When you wake up in the morning and you're on a weight loss plan, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't get on the scale." BS. Listen. Chart, monitor, log, report.
Right.
Chart, monitor, log, report. Grab a friend, grab a buddy, go on thintopia online. Make sure that you post daily. Hey, I woke up this morning, I was 237. I woke up this morning, I was 236.5. Oh, I woke up this morning, my weight was 239. What happened? One of your friends will say, "Well, are you menstruating this particular time?" As a matter of fact, I am. Well, when you're menstruating around this period of time, you can expect to put on some weight. You can add, you're adding water, blah, blah, blah. People can speak to you, calm you down, and help you through some of the weight loss ruts.
Right.
Because you and I and everyone else knows that weight loss, or what we should really call weight maintenance, because it's about maintaining a weight.
Right.
It's a journey. And I tell people this all the time. Don't get caught in this numerical box of I have to weigh 195, I got to weigh 105, I have to weigh 110. Find a quality range for yourself and pick what I call a gone too damn far number.
Yeah.
That way you can live your life. So if your gone too damn far number is 135, when you hit 135 on your scale, now it's time to start tightening up the range a little bit so you stay under 135 and you may stay over 125. So you're constantly in this 135 to 125 range. What does this allow? This allows for you to eat ice cream.
Yeah.
For you to have popcorn. For you to live.
Right.
Because you can't live your life on a diet. You have to live your life with quality constraints and constructs. Just like you wouldn't go out and just, buy liquor and drink before you go to work.
Right.
Or go to Vegas and party with a bunch of people that you have no business partying with. The same way you won't just eat cakes, pies, pizza, and ice cream all week long.
Right.
But to deny yourself of some of those simple pleasures in life and some of the things that go along with the social networking,
it's not worth it.
It's not only is it not worth it, it is not feasible for a long period of time.
Right.
You want wine? Fine. Have a glass of wine. Would you like some ice cream? Fine. Have ice cream. Here's another strategy that I tell people. There are certain foods that do not belong in your home. Do not bring them over the threshold of your door.
Okay.
Do not bring them in your house. You want ice cream from McDonald's? Fine. Go to McDonald's, have a sundae, have an ice cream cone, and come back home.
Right.
That is very different than buying 2 half gallons of Breyers and bringing it into your house.
Then you eat it more and more.
Because if every gallon of ice cream or every box of pizza or everything that you have brought into your house, you have eat it until its completion.
Right.
Which means somebody in the house is going to consume the total caloric content of the container.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point, somebody's going to consume the caloric content of the container. Easy thing is, don't bring it in the house. If you want ice cream and you really feel that you need some ice cream, go to Dairy Queen. Grab an ice cream cone. Don't grab an ice cream sundae or a big time float. Don't do that. Grab just what you need to get over your fix. Come on back and resume your
That's interesting.
eating schedule.
That's similar to another advice I heard. Is the same thing, but they just were talking about candy. That to never buy a bag of candy. Like
never do it.
Never ever. If you want candy, go buy a piece of candy or something small. That and never bring home a bag of candy, because guess what? You're just going to keep grabbing candy and grabbing candy. It may be in a day, it may be in a week, but you will eat the whole bag of candy.
Tim Ferriss, who we spoke about in the pre-interview phase here, Tim Ferriss, who I met before, he calls it in his book, The 4-Hour Body, he calls it a domino food.
Yeah.
Like candy or nuts or things like that. Those things, I don't care how strong you are, they will make you weak. I am an anti-sugar guy. Now, do I eat sugar? Yes. Of course I do.
Yeah.
But I try as much as possible not to eat sugar. I try to use... listen, I'm not the guy. This guy is not the guy for you to call and have the argument about Splenda or sweetener or aspartame. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
That's another guy. Don't call me. Well, I'm telling you what I do is this. This is what I'm telling you. I use some of those sugar-free products to curb my craving for sugar. And then sometimes when the craving gets out of control, yes, man, I do have a cookie from Starbucks sometimes with my coffee. I do. And I do understand what I've taken in, and I pay the price. I do the extra 45 minutes on the elliptical machine, or I put an extra 10 to 15 on the long run on Sunday. I do what is required in order to function like that.
Right.
Here's another thing. When I talked about charting and reporting, there are plenty of apps out there for your iPhone, your BlackBerry, your smartphones that I highly encourage you to utilize for your reporting, especially if you have a strength and conditioning coach, or if you have a trainer, or if you have a friend. You and your friend can get on these apps. I use a calorie counter app.
Yeah.
And at the end of the week, it allows you to make a PDF and email it off and send it out. So even to my clients, I tell them I want this filled out for the week and send it to me. It is a free tool that I can use as a trainer who is doing online training.
Right. Which app is that you use?
It's called a calorie counter app.
Well, so like there's Daily Burn, and there's a couple of them.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to see exactly what it is right now. I don't use Daily Burn, but I'll know what it is right now when I look at it. But it's absolutely fantastic. Do you use one?
I haven't. I actually don't have a smartphone at the moment. But I've just used online sources such as Calorie King, or there's a couple of that I've used. I think Live Strong has a calorie counter.
Yes. Mine is just called Calorie Counter.
Calorie Counter. Okay, and this is just in the App Store.
Yep.
All right.
It's absolutely fantastic.
You just enter the foods, and it will calculate the calories for you.
Man, and it has almost every food available.
All the fast foods.
Oh my God, it has everything. It's almost ridiculous how much they have on here. I mean, they have every food in the store. When I go to the store and I mention a food like Purdue chicken, package of chicken tenderloins, right there.
Amazing.
The other thing, and I'm sure your community is doing this, but it's always good to mention because even I forget, just like I'm sure you forget at times.
Yeah.
Don't forget to measure out your food, man. Measure your food. Measure your food. And I give this piece of advice to my mother-in-law. If you don't know the calorie content of something, don't put it in your mouth.
Right. So do you recommend getting a small scale for the foods that...
Yes. Without a doubt. I have mine over here. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Listen. Even if you go to what we went to last night, if you go to a gourmet burger joint,
yeah,
all right, you come back home, sometimes it's good to just put the burger on the scale and you're like, ugh. Because you need to know how much you're eating.
Right.
Even a round number, you need to know how much you're eating. You can't just eat and not know how much you're eating.
One thing that I tried when I'm not currently at the moment counting calories, but you're motivating me to that. I need to get back into that. So if I really want to see results, but what I would do is if I didn't know the calories, because I can kind of estimate, but to be safe, what I would do is overestimate. And I'd say
correct.
I'd say I know this is more calories. I know that I'm estimating way more than it really is, but that's what I have to do. If I don't know it, I'm going to estimate more than it is, and that's just, it's almost like a penalty for not knowing what the calorie content is.
Right, and let's be honest, okay? After you do it enough times, you have enough deliberate practice in measuring, you basically know how much some stuff is.
Right.
I can look at my refrigerator, and when my mother-in-law picks out something, I can say that's X amount of calories, so and so per serving, because I know. And let's just be honest like this: if you're eating properly, you should not have a wide variety of food in your home.
Right.
You
should be pretty simple.
It should be simple, steady state, steady flow, same thing all the time. If you're gonna deviate from it outside of your home. If you're going out to dinner,
Right.
Because we're not supposed to be going out to dinner every night anyway. Just
Right.
let's just look at financially, just in terms of our health. You don't want to go out every night.
Right. Well, I have to say, when I was at my most ideal weight, it was when I was poor college student, and I couldn't afford variety. And I wouldn't say that I ate healthy foods, but it was simple. I ate simple foods, and these were the foods I ate because these were the cheapest foods. They weren't exactly the most nutritious foods, but I was active, and I probably didn't eat too much of it. I ate just enough because if I ate too much, I'd have to buy more.
Right. Well, a lot of people want to know, and I get this question all the time, and I'm sure people at thintopia.com have this question, is how can I eat healthy and still be on a budget?
Right.
A lot of people think that eating healthy is expensive. Eating healthy is actually inexpensive.
Okay.
The only thing is you can't see the hidden savings of being healthy.
Right.
Because the savings of being healthy come on the back end of your life, not on the front end.
Right.
And the most important thing that we have is time. And if you spend your time in the hospital in your latter years, or you spend your time dealing with diabetes, or you spend your time dealing with arthritis, or you spend your time dealing with the complications of being overweight, because let's be honest, if you're overweight,
yeah,
if you weigh a certain weight and you walk up a flight of steps and I put a 60-pound book bag on your back,
yeah,
and you walk up a flight of steps, your heart is working harder.
Definitely.
Right. So if one person has salt, it's not as bad as if the other person has salt who has a 60-pound book bag on their back.
Yeah.
So there's some complications that go along with being overweight that you don't see, which costs you.
Right.
So actually eating healthier is less expensive.
Yeah.
Medically, health plan wise, insurance wise.
Plus, you're likely eating out less, which is going to save you
Right.
money, and you're eating less food in general. Like
eating less food in general. And sometimes you can eat more, but more of the right stuff.
Right.
More vegetables and things of that particular nature. I have two more things. When I am really getting down to weight, all right, if I have a competition or if my clients have a competition, I tell them to buy a container. You go to Walmart or you go to Target and you buy the container. And you cook your food and you put it in the container. And if it is not in the container for the day, you do not eat it.
Right.
Let the container contain your weight.
Interesting.
So it is in the container for your weight to be contained and for your weight to be maintained.
How big is it? Do you know how big the container? I mean, is
The
it just
container looks like you can buy them at a Walmart. It's a zip-up food bag, which you keep your food warm or cold.
Yeah.
Put your food in there, and you have. Give me one moment. Give me
Okay.
one moment. Here's what I do. Let me move my screen down here. Most of my foods, I'm sure you see, are carried in these containers.
Okay.
I have a bunch of containers. This is how I eat. They're usually separated.
I like the idea of having them all in one container, just divided.
So yeah, so my vegetable on one side, and my fruit. I mean, not my fruit. I don't do the fruit thing. My vegetable on one side and my protein on the other. My top goes on, and I'll stack all my containers. It's like 4 or 5 of them, and I'll put them directly into my zip-up bag.
Right.
Done. I carry it around with me everywhere. Put it in my trunk, put it in my car, take it to the gym. I carry it around everywhere. And then what I also do is I have small containers, or I have the 100-calorie pack of nuts.
Okay.
So I don't overeat. And I'll put 3 of those in there for the day for my servings. And that's it.
So how many do you prepare all your meals for the day, or do you prepare like several days worth and then stick them in the freezer?
No, I just prepare them for the day.
For the day. And so you do about 3 of those for a day, or how many?
I'll do anywhere between 5 and 6.
5 and 6 of those.
Okay, 2 pieces of tilapia.
Okay.
A piece of tilapia is 100 calories a piece.
Uh-huh.
So 2 times 6 is 1,200.
Yeah.
1,200 plus I have 6 servings of vegetables, which are going to be almost 50 servings a piece.
Yeah.
So you got 1,200
plus 600.
Yeah. No, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500.
Okay.
So I'm at 1,500 calories. 1,500 calories plus the 300 not serving. 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm at 1,800 calories. So 1,800 calories for the day. Lots of food.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll do about a gallon or 2 gallons of water. This is when I'm training. This is when I'm really, really cutting down. Like if I had to go down to 205 pounds over a 4-week period.
Yeah.
All right. Or if I need to rein myself in real quick and dip my weight back down if I got to my gone too damn far number. But I mean, for me, this is easy. People say, I don't want to go through these yo-yo diets. I'm not talking about yo-yo diet. I'm talking about eating properly and then having a good time. Because even though we're not supposed to, we do connect food to
pleasure,
exactly, social entertainment, etc. And that's fine, but you need to understand how to rein these things back in.
Right.
You have to create a life strategy for yourself. And what I utilize does not work for everyone,
right?
And it does not work for every client that I've had. The one thing that I do know that works for everyone is working in tandem.
In tandem, so have a partner.
Have a partner. Goodness gracious, I don't care if you. I just did a 13-week speaking tour with the U.S. Navy SEALs, and part of their training process, they never leave anyone. They train in tandem. They swim in tandem. They will never leave another individual.
Right.
And if it's good enough for them, which is our elite training forces, or special forces, if it's good enough for them to work in groups, it's good enough for you to work in groups.
Awesome.
Utilize what some of the best in the world use in order to achieve high levels of success. Implement those things in your life so you can be successful.
Awesome. Now I want to also talk about the too damn high number. Kind of reminds me of the rent is too damn high. Have you seen those videos?
No, I haven't.
So you set this target rate and or this target weight that you're going to reach. So say mine is 185 or whatever. Once I get below 185, I kind of just live life, but I weigh myself every day still. And if I hit that 185, I'm back on, like, back
on what you did to get to 185.
Yeah. It's simple. Say, okay, I'm back on the diet. I'm back on the weight loss diet.
You're back on the weight. You're back on your regular eating plan.
But it's just a matter of weighing in every day and having that alert say, oh, boom, 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 boom.
Weighing in every day should be part of everyone's practice. I get up in the morning. I eliminate what I need to eliminate in the morning. I get on the scale, and I have my number.
Yeah.
Every day. You should know how much you weigh every day.
And it's not that you should stress over how much you weigh. It's just a matter of, okay, here's where I am. It's just taking.
Here's where I am.
It's not.
It's like not checking your bank account, man.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. I mean, or not balancing your checkbook and not knowing how much. It's dumb.
Yeah.
You would not go into the store guessing of how much you have left on your credit limit for your credit card.
Right.
You wouldn't do it.
Right.
So don't go out and eat guessing how much you have to spend in terms of caloric intake.
Right. That's interesting because I tend to agree, but you hear a lot of people talking about how you don't want to weigh in so much. You don't want to weigh in so often, and it, just because the scale can lie because there's water weight and this and that. It's like I think there's a matter of learning to understand that yes, it fluctuates, but to see the trend, and if you're tracking, you know the trend is downward.
Man, you know I maybe it's because I'm an athlete, or even when I retire, I'm still gonna be an athlete mentally. I don't understand why people get on a treadmill or a stairmaster and take a towel and cover up the control panel, so they can't see the time. So what are you doing, buddy? I mean, it doesn't matter if you. I don't want to see the hill coming. What do you mean you don't want to see the hill coming? And the hill is coming. If anything, you can be prepared. Even the Boy Scout motto is to be prepared.
Right.
Listen, be prepared. You need to look at that number. People say, oh, you don't fight the scale. You're not looking at that number in order to fight the scale. You are looking at that number so that you can acquire data, so you can understand how your weight fluctuates. You can understand where you are. You can understand the things which you do that they're going to give you a good weight loss bump, and the things which you do that are going to increase your weight.
Okay.
Yes, you will understand that if you're taking carbohydrates the night before and you drink a lot of water, the carbs will hold the water, and you will be heavier. You also understand that if you go to a Brazilian steak restaurant and you don't eat any carbs, you eat a lot of meat, that you'll be heavy with the meat on your system, but within two days after you excrete the meat, you'll right back down the weight. It's almost like you didn't put on any weight at all.
Yeah.
Right, because you were eating more protein than anything. But you need to learn this, and you need to understand this, and you cannot learn this and understand this if you are circumventing the process which will allow you to learn how your body works and functions.
Right. All right. I think it's kind of the whole psychological thing that you mentioned at the beginning. It's a lot more psychological than physiological, and it's learning how your body works.
Right. It's a lot more psychological than physiological for the end user. Now, for the trainer or the professional, for us, it's physiological and with the understanding of how to disseminate and inculcate the information in a palatable fashion for the trainee.
Perfect.
I didn't want to get too professorial.
Hey, there's the PhD in you going at it. Well, I think it's awesome. It's good to meet you, a MMA fighter with a PhD in education, and he knows what he's talking about here. His body, like, for fighters, body, composition is everything.
Body composition is everything. Even at even at 241,
it's solid.
241, solid
241. I'm 219, and I'm embarrassed to even lift up my shirt. So,
I got on my super PhD shirt today.
Awesome. So, what kind of things? So, if people want to come learn more from you and kind of get in contact with you, what's the best way?
The best way is to email me, info@radi.com, RHADI.com. I answer my email. I don't always answer it right away, but I do answer within 24 to 72 hours. You can also go to drfergfans.com. That's drfergfans.com. That's my Facebook site.
Awesome.
And I'll be more than welcome to have you. Also, you can go to, I have a free workout that's available if you want to do it at home. That's called the Body Weight Workout. You can go to the bodyweightworkout.com.
All right, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on and just talking with you and educating myself. And I'm sure this will be very informational for all those who view it. I look forward to seeing more from you in the future.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on. To all the people on Thintopia, I highly encourage you to continue on your weight loss journey and your weight maintenance journey. It was a pleasure and privilege to speak with you. God bless you and have a super fantastic day.
You too.